welcome to the 11th instalment of Data Goes Ballistic. After a brief visit to his quarters to reattach his ear, Data made himself visible in engineering, helping Geordie with the replicator control systems. I am at a loss as to what is wrong with my memory, Geordie, so I thought I would be of more use to you here. Besides, Dr. Pulaski will be able to help me, he lied. It was only 4:36 hours later that he and Geordie received a message from Captain Riker to report to the transport room 2, where Dr. Pulaski was arriving. "Hello, Geordie. Hello, Data." Data gave her a nasty look. "Oh, forgive me, Commander. I mean Data. Say, you are different since your emotion upgrade, aren't you?" She immediately began to scan him, right in front of everybody in the transport room. "Oh, I see some changes here in the hypothalamic emulator. And look here, Geordie. Could we please continue this in sickbay, Doctor?" Data was embarrassed at Dr. Pulaski's lack of respect for him as a sentient being. She had not changed a bit. "If I had a digestive system, she would be discussing my gas problems too." All the way to sickbay, Pulaski yammered on about Data's brain functions, mostly his dream program. "Data, I can't wait to start testing your emotional systems against varying stimuli. Geordie, do you think we could plug his brain into the holodeck so we could watch the whole thing? I heard you did that once." "Forgive me, Doctor, but I'm trying to understand what relevance this has to restoring Data's memory." "That's what he's been trying to do." "Oh, his memories, yes. Right. Well, I was hoping. Have you ever heard of Fromboli's principle of memory access? It's a very elementary topic in medical school. Of course, it's only theoretical because we can't view an organic person's dreams, but with Mr. Data here, it will be the first for me to help Data recall his memories." "Oh, yes, I understand. Could you meet us in holodeck 1, Doctor? I need Data to help me get the hydrosonic dissipator from my quarters." "Certainly," she continued down the hall. Data was waiting until she was out of earshot. "Geordie, why did you lie to Dr. Pulaski? Although I must admit, she is still as much of a bitch as ever." "I've heard of that theory, Data. Haven't you?" "I have seen it referenced, but I have not memorized that particular issue of JUFMA yet. It's very speculative. What Kate wants to do is a bunch of bullshit. I think she's using Admiral No Funny Shit to practice her voyeurism on you. She wants to plug your dreams into the holodeck. She's not yet going to find anything useful from it. I trust you to tell me if you remember anything. After all, why wouldn't you?" Data paused for a moment. "Yes, why would I not?" he asked, a little sadly. But Geordie was too steamed up to notice. "I'm telling you, Data, don't agree to the holodeck thing, but we have to pretend we're going along with it." He thought for a moment. "I know. When she plugs you in, just disable the holodecks." "That sounds like a reasonable course of action," Data replied. "However, when I disable the holodecks, people will start wondering why Worf has not returned. Otherwise, I would have until his duty shift started at 2200 hours. Detouring to get a hydrosonic dissipator from the cargo bay, they went to meet Kate. "Here you are, Mr. Data. Whatever. Just lie on this diagnostic bed. Don't worry. It's real. I brought it down from sickbay." "Yes, sir." "Your turn is coming, sister." He wondered how he would ever get himself horny enough to fuck Pulaski. Data lay down and obediently opened the proper access panel. Geordie plugged him into the holometer interface. It didn't take Data long to find the EPS shunt and blow out all the holometer power. "Oh no! I wonder what happened," Geordie says.
"Not real great acting skill, but it will do."
"Doctor, I'd better get to engineering to check this out. Data, maybe you should come with me." "Excuse me, Mr. LaForge, but the captain's order was for Data to receive his memories. Not to help you with the holodecks. We can still continue the experiment, even without the holodeck." Data noted, however, that Pulaski looked mightily disappointed. "It'll just take Mr. Data back up to sickbay where I can monitor him more closely." Dismissed. "Yes, sir." Geordie hurried out, glad to be away from the stringent shrew. Data could not help himself. "Doctor, if it is that important, should we not beam directly to sickbay?" "Certainly not," Pulaski bitched. "You are a machine, after all. Follow me." Data snapped to attention and saluted. "Yes, sir," then hurried after her. Once they got to sickbay, Pulaski shouted orders. "Sailor, bring me those isolinear cables. Agua, I want all report information for Mr. Data. Slugmoth, bring the diagnostic monitoring equipment over here. Data, lie on this biobed." Everybody obeyed her, except Data.
Oh, why did I get rid of Crusher? Bad idea."
"Were you speaking to me, Doctor?" She looked at him surprised and figured out her mistake. "I'm sorry, Mr. Data. Whatever. Lie on this biobed." He obeyed reluctantly. They spent 21.7 minutes connecting him to the monitor. He could have done it in 1.3, but preferred not to help. Instead, lying on the bed, as she ordered while they unsealed his uniform to put sensors everywhere. Data did not ask Pulaski how the groin sensors were meant to help him regain his memory. She would get what she deserved soon enough. Eventually, the plodding creatures were clone connecting him. "Mr. Data, engage dream program." "Engaging."
"Not long now, Pulaski."